Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alemannic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is a continuation of the last healing session. So, we're continuing to heal from that relationship pain that a lot of women and the female collective has carried for a really, really long time. And basically, what I want to show you is how the candle ran when I put it out when I had to go to work. And of course, I hope you do remember that if you're burning a candle as well, to snuff it out, not blow it out, right? So it's like snuffing it out is basically pausing it, and then when you relight it, you unpause it, you continue the healing, right? But if you blow it out, it's done, and the healing didn't get finished, right? So just don't do that, please. Okay, but with that being said, let me point out a few things. So when I snuffed out the candle, I noticed this blue stream because I was burning it in my shower overnight, right? So I noticed that blue stream running towards the drain. It luckily didn't actually go down the drain. It stopped right before. So it was actually the perfect timing to put it out. But with that being said, so the first piece that I pulled off after I got that first bit of guidance, I put in the candle, like inside the wax that was still hot, but as it was starting to dry, so it didn't fully sink in. So when you look here, let me lift that up a little bit. It looks like a circle in two halves, right? So there's one half here and one half over here. See, I'm bringing it up closer, right? So you can see the entire circle here, and it's like it's cut in half basically, but not cut in half, but it's two halves, right? And that's really what it is. When we're healthy within ourselves, then we also attract healthy relationships. And the whole trick to that is to have our own inner masculine and feminine sides be in harmony with each other. So it's like two halves that make a whole, right? And not to have one completely dominant and the other one suppressed, right? Or just out of balance. So this ceremony is gonna address rebalancing and reharmonizing the two halves within us so that we can then also attract healthy love. And there, I'm going to quickly draw your attention to the watermelon I just bought and look at what it says on the sticker. So first of all, the sticker is actually heart-shaped, and then it says candy sweethearts, right? So very sweet and sweethearts. So that's totally love, and it's very sweet love, right? So this is where we're going. Like that's what we're going towards, and that's the direction in which we're going with this healing, right? And the other things that I saw, and I'm sure most of you already saw this. So this I instantly felt was a gun where because of the tears, because of the pain, right, that was pouring out of us, we were figuratively speaking shooting at the other person. So when we project some of our own pain onto someone else, we often say or do hurtful things, right? Even if we don't use a lot of words. So that could also go in the direction of stonewalling someone, ghosting someone, right? So it doesn't have to be done through a lot of spoken words, but it can also be a simple withdrawal, no communication, or very minimal, but not actually addressing the issue, right? Not addressing whatever got triggered, and not giving the other person a respectful way of communicating about what was going on there. And the other signs I got here was One is a teardrop, right? So still some pain that we need to heal from. Here, I feel like this is a sprout, like a small little seedling that's growing out of the earth. So this is the beginning of our new healthy life, healthy inner balance, and then healthy relationships, right? That we're starting to attract as we're healing. And this is what really got to me as well. So it was this way, right? But when I put it aside, it fell onto the other side, which forms a clear cross, right? So this was from where the tiles were. And right away, what I felt was it had to do with, excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay. Also with suppression of the voice and the power. So, and with this, I'm actually referring mainly to Christianity, but I know there were some similar movements in other religions and places around the world. But like in Christianity, for example, first of all, Mary Magdalene was pushed into a very minor role in the Bible, even though she was an ascended master, right? She was right next to Jesus, basically. And she was trusted by Jesus to learn the highest teachings that he didn't share with all his followers and with all his close circle even. um I forget now. I think it was in the what's it called, the Dead Sea Scrolls that they found. I think the Gospel of Thomas. I'm not 100% certain anymore. I just know I watched several documentaries on that where they talked about that, right? So that she was really an ascended master as well. But in the Bible and in the Catholic Church, and later on, like the Protestant grew out of the Catholic one, right? But she was really reduced to a very minor role. And also, Mother Mary was only elevated in status and respected because she gave birth to Jesus and she was his mother, but not in any of her own rights. And we don't really know much about her spiritual, um, like how farly developed she was spiritually, right? And then, of course, as you go on throughout history, the ultimate suppression and disrespect towards women was the when they persecuted women for being witches, quote unquote, right? So a lot of innocent women were also persecuted and killed. So in all those witch trials and all that stuff, that was the ultimate suppression of the feminine, the divine feminine, so women being in their power, right? In their personal power, and the masculine being in absolute toxicity by exercising this absolute control and suppression over the feminine, right? So there's a lot of that. And I know that all the male viewers also struggle with whatever was passed down in the male population, right? So even though in our modern days we have already evolved and progressed so much from that that we have a high awareness of it, but we're still emotionally healing from the leftovers of that, right? So we're now in the process of letting that go, and that shall help anyone regardless of your gender, like for watching. A lot of the men also suppressed their more female and feminine aspects within themselves, right? So since all that feminine stuff was basically frowned upon, right? Um, everyone on this planet was out of balance, right? Whether women suppressed their strong masculine side to be those demure women that they were only allowed to be, and the men suppressing their more sensitive feminine sides because they had to be these strong, tough guys without being a complete wholesome person, right? So we're all healing from this trauma that was inflicted on our planet. And with that being said, I'm going to light the candle in a moment. I just wanted to show you all of this before I do that. And this time, actually, I want to quickly make the announcements before fully starting the ceremony, just because I often forget it and just say it at the very end. And I just want to make sure that, everyone knows about these things. So I just wanted everyone to know that, well, for me, it's basically tomorrow, but it's today because I'm sleeping after midnight. So on Thursday, today, when the video will come out, after I film this, um, we will have a live fire ceremony in Toronto from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for anyone who is in this area and would like to join, I would love to see you there. 7 to 10 p.m. on Cherry Beach. I do have all the information posted on meetup.com under Shamanic Fire Ceremonies and also under the Alemannic Shaman Facebook page. So if you're interested, it would be wonderful to have you there. And otherwise, on the 23rd of August, we will have another virtual ceremony. And that's from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might not take 3 hours. It's just I want to allow enough time that we don't have to rush through anything, right? Okay, so with that being said, also, if you like this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you don't have to do that right now, but please don't forget it if you or if this resonates with you. I would very much appreciate it, right? To please help reach a wider audience. And with that being said, let's get started. Oh, of course, I have to light this first. So let's continue. And of course, for those of you who remember, this is the candle I used for ascension, for like leveling up, right? So the first 2 layers already finished burning, and now the last 2 are about to. All right, so let's smudge. Oh yeah, and I put the 2 dolls here to represent the masculine and feminine, right? So just to also have that represented here. Okay, please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, low vibrational, and unhealed, and transmute it into pure divine essence and return it to the universe for reintegration and help us fully and completely reconnect to our own inner divinity, as well as that all around us, and through that help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. All right. So let us take a moment to give thanks for all the blessings, or some of the blessings in our lives, to express our gratitude. I want to express gratitude for all the things that we usually take for granted. So that's the bed that we sleep in, the roof over our heads, the clothes on our body, the food in our stomachs and in our kitchens, fridge, etc., in the kitchen cupboards, and all the friends and family we have whom we love and who love us and who support us. And if we cut off a lot of our family members and maybe a lot of our friends, then for having the spiritual community to connect with new, more like-minded people, for helping us find our soul family in this way, right? So yeah, I just really, really appreciate it. And I find that sometimes even just watching a video that really resonates makes me feel really connected to whomever published this video, right? So I feel that even if we don't all meet each other in person, we are all connected. So that is an amazing blessing, right? Okay, with that being said, and with the lighting of this candle, and I'm actually gonna melt these things in here. It might overflow again, of course, but let us start by melting down the cross that represents the religious suppression of the feminine. And of course, now what pops into my head is how in some places in the Middle East that is still quite strong, right? So with this healing, let all the suppressed feminine rise back to power and be healed. Not start suppressing the masculine. Two wrongs don't make a right, but to help all of us step into our own personal power and then heal everything that we've carried around with us, and to finally reach a place where we can forgive all those that have wronged us because we recognize how damaged they were as well. So with that being said, let us put this in the fire. And of course, now I wish we had a big fire, because that would be so satisfying to put in an actual big fire. But it's fine. This is going to melt down soon. And that our pain shall be healed, represented by this teardrop. That we heal from all the pain that we still carry within us and in our energy field, in our emotional body, in our nervous system, right? That everything calms down and relaxes, and that our feeling of being attacked and having to hurt the other person back in a way because we feel hurt, that all of that shall stop now, and that we shall be able to peacefully approach situations calmly and in a detached yet loving and kind way, and with compassion. So again, this might take a while to fully melt down, but it will melt down. Oh, this is getting quite a bit for our little flame here. I think I'm going to put this a little further out so the flame doesn't die. Oh, come on. Okay. And finally, with this, let our new life of balance and harmony and a beautiful new life where our internal masculine and feminine aspects are in harmony with each other, and we then attract the same kind of person, where we attract someone who is balanced and wholesome and who is also on the same or a similar path as we are, in the sense that we attract someone who understands us on a deep soul level, right? All right. Let us now vibrate at a higher and healed frequency, where our vibration attracts in what we've been longing for such a long time. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. actually wasn't planning on eating the watermelon tonight, but I feel like I actually do need to start eating at least a little bit of it. So I'm going to peel this one off and put it, let's say, on this side here. Obviously, I don't want this to burn, but I can put that in the next fire. I just want it close enough that it's actually there. Now, I did have a wonderful, beautiful forged knife that I actually made in a workshop. So I don't know if it's actually sharp enough, but let's see. If not, then I'm going to use the ceremonial scissors, or I think I have some other knives in here. I don't want to use a normal kitchen knife. I feel like it should be a ceremonial knife. If not, I had a Viking knife here somewhere too, but I think I put that in my fire bag at some point. Yeah. Okay, no problem. Let's try this. So, okay, it works. So by cutting open, oh, and I'm cutting it in half. See, like the two halves. Here we go again. Whoops. I might actually have to break it open rather than just, yeah, that's okay. Okay, here we go. Oops, let's move the bird wing. Oh, and it looks beautiful. Ha. Okay. So a small piece to eat now, and then the rest I'll eat over the next 2 days, I guess. Oh, actually, I might just bring that to the ceremony tomorrow. Well, today, strictly speaking. But let me just, oops, eat that. Let me come to the other side. There's a little bit more room for me to stand. Okay, by eating this watermelon, let all the pain be healed that we've been carrying around with us from relationship trauma. And let our masculine and feminine sides be rebalanced again. And let us be in harmony within ourselves again. And let us realize how divine we all are. And that also everyone else around us is divine. We're all perfect in our imperfections. And so it is. Oh, that's good. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely having more. Maybe I'll just bring half of that tomorrow, and I might eat it one half tonight because it's really good. Okay, but yeah, it's wonderfully sweet, and that's exactly it, right? We want that sweetness, that kindness in relationships, not the anger and the hate that comes from unfulfilled love where it flips, right? So Of course, it's a little messy now, but I'll clean my hands after. Oh, wow. There's something to be said for food eaten in a ceremony. It always tastes amazing. Like, I find if I eat something before or after a ceremony, it doesn't taste as amazing as it does during the ceremony, even though it might still taste amazing. But there's something to it, to the energy that is brought in here that's just wow. So with that being said, I hope that you might get a chance to eat a watermelon as well. If not, if there's any other fruit in the supermarket, that also has something like a heart, or actually, strawberries are usually really good. Native people often use strawberries to represent the heart. So that would actually be another really great alternative if you don't have watermelon or you can't eat them or whatever, right? If there is no access to them or whatever the situation might be. But yeah, if you're replacing it, I feel like it should be a red fruit. That's what's coming through, okay? If anyone cannot eat any fruit, maybe if someone is so diabetic that even the sweetness of the fruit is too much, then the next best alternative would be red beets. I don't think they would be too sweet, but I'm not 100% sure on what diet is okay for diabetics. I just know you shouldn't have sugar. So my apologies, I'm not a doctor. But if you can eat anything red that can also kind of represent the heart in a way, right? Then that would be really wonderful. Okay, with that being said, let us take a deep breath in, breathing in that pure divine love. And exhale all remaining hurt that we've carried around with us and that we've held on to. And with that also, and we're going to take another breath in a second. I just want to explain it first. Also the fear of getting hurt again, and then also like pushing people away or hurting them because we don't want to get hurt, right? So that's the second exhale. So let us take another deep breath in, breathing in more of that divine love. And exhale any and all remaining fear that we've been holding on to regarding relationships and not getting hurt again. All right. And put your hands to your heart and just feel into yourself for a moment and feel your heartbeat. Listen to your heartbeat and tell yourself that you love yourself. So, everyone, repeat after me. I love you. I really, really love you. And of course, if you have a mirror, that would actually be also a good one to actually look at yourself in the mirror while saying that, right? All right. And if you want to sit like this a little bit longer and maybe go a little bit deeper into just tuning into yourself and either resting a little bit and just sitting with yourself or meditating a little bit in those energies, then you can pause the video. For the rest of us, let's wrap it up. So let us give massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected at all times with a divine seal of protection. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Wow. And what I'm seeing here is that the rattle here almost looked a bit like a crown for the feminine, right? So we're coming back into our power. But again, just a reminder, this does not mean that the masculine is anything less. It's just, we're just stepping up again, right? So let us remember to all be kind and know that the masculine collective has also been through their own suffering in their own way, right? So let us just remember to be gentle and kind to ourselves as well as each other, right? All right. With that being said, let us once again thank our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let it be fully and completely finished after my final comment here. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone, and just a quick reminder to please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also there's a PayPal link down below if you do want to support the channel further. And there is a shamanic fire ceremony, a live fire ceremony at the lake, at Lake Ontario in Toronto today, being Thursday, August the 13th from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there is also a virtual one coming up on August the 23rd from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested, all the information is on the Alemannic Shaman Facebook page and on meetup.com under the group name Shamanic Fire Ceremonies. So I would love to see many of you there, and if not, then we'll reconnect through one of the next videos. In the meantime, be well. Lots of love and light to you, many blessings, and may truth and integrity always be with you. Bye for now.